and welcome to a new season of Olsem Wanem. I'm Florence Jonduo. Now in this first episode, we will be highlighting briefly the LaSalle Brothers congregation and the Lasallian Course in Papua New Guinea. The LaSalle Brothers congregation was founded in 1679 in France by Jean-Baptiste de LaSalle. Jean-Baptiste de LaSalle was born into a life of privilege in 1651. He denounced his title and considerable wealth after he began helping a local teacher to run a charity school for the poor. He then gathered young unmarried men to help him provide poor children with a Christian education. They were then known as Brothers of the Christian Schools. Since then, the brothers have increased in numbers to thousands and have presence in over 80 countries around the world, and Papua New Guinea is one of these countries.
The brothers first came here to this area in 1946. Just after the war had finished, the Catholic Church asked the brothers to come to meet an education need that wasn't being met in this region at that time. So the brothers responded to that call and came, and initially were here in Port Moresby. But since then, the brothers have gone to other areas of Papua New Guinea wherever there's been a need for education. So mainly we've been involved in primary and secondary schools, but also in teachers' colleges, because the formation of teachers is important as well, and also such as here at LaSalle Technical College into technical education. So over those years that we've been here, other teachers have been attracted to the teachings and the writings of St. John Baptist de LaSalle, who is the founder of our order. And from that, the Lasallian family has grown, and so brothers and Lasallians work together to provide education for young people in Papua New Guinea.
Over the years, the brothers branched out to a number of provinces in PNG. Together with Lasallian members, they now have presence throughout the country, continuing the Lasallian education mission.
The great thing for the De LaSalle brothers here is the growth of the Lasallian family. It's not something, those four brothers who came here in 1946 would have never imagined that the association would have grown to include so many teachers. So back in that time, we would have thought of Lasallian education primarily being the responsibility of brothers. But now, with so many teachers and other people involved in it, it's just spread beyond our dreams and even our hopes, so that teachers who might be teaching in a school by themselves or with other teachers not as Lasallians are supported by their formation as Lasallian and the fact that they are connected to other Lasallians in other schools. So I think the best thing that's happened as a result of the brothers being in Papua New Guinea is the fact that teachers now have a focus on, they see teaching as a vocation, not just as a job or even just as a career.
Now, the Lasallian family is a group of teachers. Teachers who initially got a formation, induction from primary school teachers would be those who got formation from Holy Trinity and Sacred Heart Teachers College. Others like myself, how I came into the family, I got inspired when I taught with the brothers. And others received a formation from the ongoing formation that the Lasallian family has been doing.
The Lasallian family carry out faith formation for the spiritual enrichment of the teachers and training within the Lasallian family itself to upskill the teachers' teaching skills.
Some of these formation activities are organized nationally. We ourselves, identify resource people in the family in PNG, but sometimes abroad. So if we have a certain area that we are not too sure of, we invite people from Australia who are specialists in it, or some of us even go abroad to get that formation. And in service, bring it back to the country and give it to the teachers in the country. Yes.
The Lasallian family has grown from strength to strength throughout PNG.
This year is a significant time for us. It was last year and this year, because we come to 20 years of the anniversary of the Lasallian family in PNG. It started actually with a group of 6 students in Mount Hagen by a brother who has passed away, Brother Ignatius, in 1996, where he saw the need for quality teachers. He saw the need for teachers to give more than just teaching a particular subject or a skill. What is missing in there? And he identified that teachers need more spiritual formation. So he started it in 1996, and then that's how it spread. From 6 teachers, they went out through the country, and they influenced others here and there, and then the whole thing started to grow after that.
The Lasallians uphold their principles in which they follow to continue the work of St. John Baptiste de LaSalle in PNG.
Students and staff, Lasallians and brothers, our main focus is on the presence of God. We're always bringing our attention to the fact that God is always present with us. That's our focus and that's all our support. Another important principle is respect for each other, being an inclusive community so that people aren't excluded, and a focus on social justice and providing opportunities to people who mainstream society haven't been given opportunities.
You're watching Olsem Wanem. There are a number of Lasallian or Lasallian affiliated schools in PNG. The Olsem Wanem team visited 4 of these schools in the nation's capital. There are a number of Lasallian or Lasallian affiliated schools in PNG. They are LaSalle Secondary, Sacred Heart Teachers College, Condi Rosary Secondary, LaSalle Technical College, Jubilee Catholic Secondary, Mainohana Catholic Secondary, and Holy Trinity Teachers College and Demonstration School. The de LaSalle Brothers first arrived in PNG in 1946, establishing their first community and primary school at Bommana, on the outskirts of Port Moresby. A year later, the school was moved to Yule Island in Central Province. The school was relocated back to Bommana in 1964. It was a boys' boarding school and one of the oldest in the country. It became a day school in 2009.
This school was established by the LaSalle Brothers in 1956. Then after that, after some years, then we gave it to the lay partners to run the school. Then it was not really taken care of, and also the school was running down. Then Sir John, our cardinal, has requested the LaSalle Brothers to come over this year to take over the school.
Due to the age of the buildings, renovations of the school infrastructure is a key priority.
This year we have started to do some little renovation of the classroom and renovation of outside, and also we are trying to build new classroom, new toilet facilities, and also in the future we will have a big hall, and we wanted to make sure that the kids who comes here, they get a good and proper education. And also, this year we cover 1,200 plus students in our school, and it has been going very well.
For de LaSalle Secondary, this year they are focusing on respect.
This year, our main focus for us is making sure that everyone in the school and outside the school follow the core value of respect. Respect one another, respect the property, respect the people whoever they see, respect things, whatever they see, and in the classroom, outside the classroom. The core value we emphasize this year is the respect.
Another school we visited was Sacred Heart Teachers College at Bommana. The college is a Catholic agency teachers college established to help improve PNG's ability to respond to the need for primary education for all, targeting students from remote parts of the country, particularly in the southern region, who will staff remote schools upon graduating.
Since the establishment of this college, the purpose was to produce teachers for the remote schools in southern region. That's including Central Province, Gulf, Western, Oro, Million Bay, and some parts of other regions. That's Nomase region, Angia region, and Highlands. We also have our graduated students who became teachers, also went to schools which were never open. They were closed down because of no teachers willing to go. So the success is those schools are now operating, and most of these schools are in Million Bay Province.
Graduates from Sacred Heart Teachers College continue teaching in the remotest parts of the country with commitment and dedication, despite the challenges they face.
From my perspective, in regard to the training of the teachers, especially young teachers who will be the future teachers of this country, I see it as very vital in a sense that, you know, to do with primary education here, we are training young people who will be going back and teaching primary kids. And those kids that they will be teaching are very important, especially in the basic education. So having students here to be teachers, I see that as a lecturer lecturing here, it's my responsibility also to really help them so that they'll be better teacher when they finish from here and going back. According to this teachers college that we are training our young teachers to be teachers in the near futures, we specifically take students from the southern region with the need that in this part of the country there are many schools where there's no teacher, no teachers who are there to teach. So getting those young people who are really preparing themselves, who really want to be teachers coming here, I see that education, especially for the primary, is very, very important. And if we do well in the primary education, that will also help in the tertiary and the secondary education.
Welcome back to the program. In the last segment, we had a look at two Lasallian schools, which were LaSalle Secondary Bommana and Sacred Heart Teacher Training College. In this segment, we will visit Jubilee Catholic Secondary and LaSalle Technical College.
Jubilee Catholic Secondary School was established in the year 2000. If you can remember and recall, in the year 2000, we had a big celebration internationally to mark 2,000 years of the Christian Church, the Universal Christian Church. It was in that year that the school was established. While celebrating the 2,000 years of the church's history, at the same time in that year also, the school, when it was established, also took note of 3 other jubilees that were also celebrated in that year. And that was the Silver Jubilee of Papua New Guinea's political independence. And then the other 2 jubilees were related to the founder, St. John Baptist de LaSalle.
The school was originally intended to be co-educational grade 11 and 12 secondary school that would enroll students from de LaSalle Bommana and Marinville after they completed grade 10. However, soon after, the Education Department and Archdiocese of Port Moresby decided that Marinville and de LaSalle were to offer education through to grade 12. This led to Jubilee extending to offer grade 9 and 10. Jubilee Catholic Secondary has also been living the Lasallian spirituality.
Core values of Lasallian education, which I will say are universal. They are practiced all over the world, in the Lasallian world. And they are faith, service, and community. We encourage that our students have to grow in their faith. We are an inclusive school community where not only Catholics come to this school. It's students of all religious denominations come here, but we are all Christians and we encourage each other. We encourage our teachers to grow in their faith, and we encourage our students to grow in their faith.
The Lasallian family here at Jubilee Catholic Secondary School is unique as in the other Catholic secondary school. But it's unique so much as the founding principal who started here, he left, and after he left, the school has been literally run by lay partners. Mrs. Obe has been the principal that continued since brother left, and the charism, the spirituality, the way of life that is reflective of what Lasallian education is about has been very strong. And it's been strong, one, because the students themselves have held it in their hearts. They practice it every day. And it's been held with the teachers who continue to maintain it. And so for me, the Lasallian charism has existed so far because of the fact that the teachers and the students have owned it.
Recently, Principal of Jubilee Catholic Secondary, Mrs. Bernadette Ove, was recognized by the LaSalle Brothers for advancing the Lasallian Course in Papua New Guinea.
It's basically just a recognition that the brothers give to not only lay people, but even members of other religious religious orders that may be working with the brothers together in partnering with the brothers in the Christian and the human education that the brothers deliver. And the brothers give recognition to people that they feel have journeyed with them in delivering education that is human and Christian education.
Another school the team visited was LaSalle Technical College in the nation's capital, a school that is giving a second chance to students who did not make it through the formal education system.
LaSalle Technical College, which was founded for students who hadn't been given an opportunity in the mainstream education system here in Port Moresby. So it was meant to give them an opportunity that they hadn't been given. And today that still remains our focus. Students who don't have the chance to go to secondary schools and are interested in a technical education come here. So our focus is on helping those who haven't had an opportunity in other places. So the students here mainly enter after grade 8, they enter grade 9, they spend grade 9 and 10 here doing trade education as well as the grade 10 certificate, and then after that they can do the NC1 and NC2 certificate. So our focus is to educate and also prepare them for employment. The college began with the Brigidine sisters around in the 1980s, so we've been going since then. Initially the school population was small, just a few hundred, and now it's over 700 students. So I guess over all those years since then, so more than 30 years, we'd be looking at something like you know, more than 10,000 students would have passed through here. Yeah.
They keep a lookout for places around the country in which young Papua New Guineans lack the opportunity to have an education.
As Lasallians, in the spirit of our founder, St. John Baptist de LaSalle, we're always looking at where to next, because always there are young people who are missing out on education. So while we're committed to the places that we are at, we're always looking at those areas of the country for children, young people who still don't receive an educational opportunity.
Preparations are underway for the centenary of St. John Baptist de LaSalle come 2019.
St. John Baptist de LaSalle is the patron saint of all teachers. And teachers who have been teaching, and particularly Catholic teachers, who are not familiar with who their patron saint is, I'd like to be able to encourage them to get to know something a little bit more about the founder, about St. John Baptist de LaSalle. Because after all, he is our patron saint.
Welcome back to Olsem Wanem. To sum up this week's episode, we spoke to students from the 4 schools we've visited on what they think about the Lasallian Course in PNG. Students from the Lasallian schools or affiliated schools were also given the opportunity to share their perspectives on their respective schools and how they are upholding the Lasallian Course.
Well, the core values and principles that is always emphasized to us as students in this school is basically faith, service, and community, as our principles are already stated. And I believe that, like, on my perspective, I think that it makes us who we are in terms of us being students, and it makes a very, very big difference in comparing us to other schools. Depending on what we run in the school and what we practice, we have a lot of different activities and a lot of things that we do in this school that is really different from other schools. One example would be the camps that we run in a school, encounter camps. We have grade 9 encounter camps and also grade 11 search and retreat. So that actually, like, it really bonds students together.
As a Lasallian students, for God and for country, which means our schooling, we stay here. When after graduating from here and we are going out to the whole nation, we go out as for God. We show our Christian values to our environment around our country. And for country, it also helps us that we contribute as a Christian school, Lasallian schools. We also, for country, we also contribute to our country through education, human resources.
We have our 12 virtues that has been brought up by our patron saint, Saint John Baptist de LaSalle. And out of the 12, there are 2 that summarizes the all 12 virtues of being a Lasallian teacher. The first one is the zeal. It means being committed, always being there. If anything happens, you will always be in their classroom, whether it be inside or outside. And the second one is piety. That's the love of God, to bring our children closer to God. So that covers everything, that the 12 virtues of St. John Baptist de LaSalle.
For teacher to be Mary, teaching is not just a paying job for her, but a call to service. For students of LaSalle Technical College, it is a second chance in education that is given to them, and one they are grateful for.
Grade 8, I attend Walla Walla Primary School, then I couldn't make through to secondary school, so I came to LaSalle Technical College. And 2016 and 2017, I attend my grade 9 and grade 10. That's last year I graduate with my grade 10 certificate. And this year I'm finishing up with my grade 11, my NC1 and NC2 certificate.
I was just like the boys that roam around the street. I was like them, but I had a name, LaSalle Technical College, that gives second chance to other students or other, boys, girls around the city. So I decided to come here.
Lasallian volunteers Matt and Cameron have been volunteering at LaSalle Tech, and they say it's all about the people. The Lasallian Volunteer program has placements in Australia, New Zealand, Pakistan and Papua New Guinea.
I just love the experience. I'd never really been exposed to another culture or coming from Australia. For myself, it was really eye-opening to see another way of life. And then the main thing for me here is the people. I just love the students, the staff. They're very warm and welcoming. And this school has this great sense of community. This whole Lasallian family in PNG is really big, and it's something that I just love being a part of.
I think that the Lasallian identity in Papua New Guinea is really strong at the moment, and it's only growing. I see it going great places and working closely with our district, ANZ PNG, so Australia, New Zealand and Pakistan as well. I see it taking amazing places.
Olsem Wanem also had the opportunity to talk to a Lasallian alumni.
I believe in myself that if it weren't but Jubilee, I wouldn't be here, so I normally give back to the school. And then coming as an alumni to the board of the school, and then become elected as a chairman of the school, because the school has given us a lot in terms of education, character building, and the principles in life that we value so much that now we are practicing, we're living practically. So we have a lot of plan in place to give back to the school, and we are working on it.
And that's all the time we have for this week's episode. Join us same time next week for another episode of Olsem Wanem. Until then, a friendly reminder, if you have any comments or stories you would like to share with us, please send us an email via the address now showing on your screen or visit our Olsem Wanem Facebook page. Until then, on behalf of the entire Olsem Wanem team, thank you for watching and have a pleasant evening.